Sean with the stable that's in fantastic form at the moment. We'd like to find out exactly what your plans are for Saturday, starting off with horse number 10, Spring Indeed, Samanga Kamala, after a nasty tumble. You'll be in the irons if things are okay with him?
Yeah, Spring Indeed is, she's had 2 decent runs. This 18 may be coming a touch soon, but it is on the inside course and she does have a good draw. I would give her an each way chance, although she may just need this run under the belt to strengthen up on the stamina side of things.
Excellent. Then also number 10 in the second race is Yankee Captain with the same riding arrangements.
Yes, Yankee Captain, it was a nice debut run. He's drawn a little bit deep, and my concern is that obviously they can travel over race when they're out wide without cover and not finish. Obviously, draw bias, this course and distance is huge. So I am concerned about the draw. If I had a one draw, yes, he'd have a massive chance.
Moving on to the first leg of the place accumulator, race number 3, you've got the pair of TEHINI and INTERGALACTIC.
Yes, 2 very nice fillies. I think both are still on the up and haven't really brought to the racecourse what I think of them. I would give them both each way chances. Obviously, TEHINI doesn't have the same experience that INTERGALACTIC has. I would probably lean slightly towards INTERGALACTIC, but I wouldn't ignore TEHINI. I think Drifting Dusk is the horse to beat. I suppose it depends if she settles.
Moving now on to the first leg of the pick 6, horse number 3 is ABBEY CHASE.
Yes, ABBEY CHASE also a little bit disappointing in her form, but she has been over racing. I did run her last week where she ran 3rd. This run may be coming a bit soon, but I think with that run so close, she probably, it will just take the edge off her. I am expecting a good showing, obviously if she doesn't over race.
And then moving on to a horse that you've got quite high hopes for. You've always spoken positively about FINCHATTON. He's number 4 in race 5.
Yeah, we're trying the blinkers. Obviously, he has let the side down on a number of occasions. So let's try the blinkers and come back in distance, just in case we've missed something along the way. And let's hope for a nice showing.
In the 6th race, you've got 3 representatives, starting off with horse number 3, WUKKIN.
Yes, a filly that we purchased. She wasn't a cheap filly, and we have given her 1 run. She may not have been right on the day, and there are a few factors that may have counted against her. We were very disappointed. I brought her up to Joburg now, and her work has been a lot more positive, so we're hoping for a nice improvement.
The other 2, Olive Leaf to mention but 1.
I think Olive Leaf, we've persevered down the straight for a while because of her temperament. As a 5-year-old, she has shown signs of settling in a race, and this is probably the distance that she needs if she settles. Hopefully she'll be finishing well, and obviously Elusive Spirit is an honest type of horse with a half decent draw. She races up there and she stays on well, so look for an improved run from her.
In the LA France Stakes, you've got the pair of EPSOM Downs, and the other filly is Enchanted Silk.
Yes, I think on best form, both of them would have good chances. EPSOM Downs lost her way as a 4-year-old. I decided to just give her a rest to let her strengthen up, but it seems as though that rest has backfired. She certainly didn't come back moving as well as she did at 3, and she isn't really putting it in like she did. Having said that, we have made a bit of progress in her comeback runs, and this should be her peak run. Enchanted Silk is honest. She may be stretched at the 2-2, but she's not out of it.
All right, Sean, moving on to the 8th race. My mate David Mollett was supposed to go for an operation. He didn't go for the operation, but he may have needed one after Fort Eagle's last performance. Clearly not his ability.
Well, you know what? He's not a horse that I felt at any stage was a sprinter. But to try the blinkers, we did come back to the 6 furlong and he nearly won it. So I thought just, put him in again. You never know. And I think it was probably far too sharp for him. I think this inside course will suit him from a decent draw. Marco's back on, who got a good tune out of him. So I am expecting improvement.
Adam, starting off in the first leg of the place accumulator with horse number 6, Jungle Mist. She's a filly that looks like she's got a few to beat, but she looks like she's coming to form.
Hi, Andrew. Yeah, when she broke her maiden, we didn't think the field that she beat was too strong. Running behind Crystal Glamour, second time out, just getting beat. We thought that was an impressive run, even though that she raced a bit keenly early on in the race. Her last start was a bit disappointing. Again, she raced a bit keen. JP's just got to get her to settle. If he does, I think she's pretty much a money chance. I don't think the inside track's the best track for her. She's probably a better stand-side track horse, but no, they don't earn money standing in the box, so we got to get her on the race course.
I would think that being drawn 10, that he's not going to have any option but to tuck her in, which will obviously help her settle, I think.
That possibly was a big reason why my dad did accept with her, because we do want her to settle. So being drawn 10, maybe we'll give her a bit more of a chance and see where she runs on from there.
All right, Adam, moving on to the first leg of the jackpot. Rock Me Var, his last 3 starts have been very disappointing, although one of them was on the sand, and I'm sure that you're looking for improvement from him. How's he doing back home?
Hi, Andrea. You know, the horse came back from Durban, having good form in Durban from the Durban season, and he just has been disappointing back here in Joburg in the Highveld. Don't know if maybe the poly track was better suited to him and he enjoyed that style of racing. But his final gallop before this run was an impressive workout, and that's why my dad accepted with him, and let's see how he goes on Saturday.
Excellent. Then on to race number 6, where horse number 9 is WOLLY DOODLE, and no prizes for guessing the jock.
Yeah, JP's got a wide draw to overcome over here, but she did have an impressive race the other day at the Vaal up the straight. She went to the front and she just got beaten there. Callan did say he thinks he could have moved a little bit earlier with the lightweight. But if things go our way and we manage to race in the fashion that we would like to, then I think she could be a runner.
Super. Then on to race number 7, horse number 7, KISSIMMEE. What can you tell us about her?
KISSIMMEE's last 5 starts, she's done nothing wrong. I don't think she's been beaten by more than 3.5 lengths out of the last 5 starts, and she seems to be enjoying the further trip. Being a jet master, she seems to be improving the older that she's getting, which is always nice, and I think she's a contender.
Super. Then on to your final runner, race number 9, horse number 8 is Roving Jet, who's been known to surprise, and he's certainly not without his quirks, but he's also got ability.
Yeah, Roving Jet, another jet master that seems to be just improving the older he's getting. He took forever to break his maiden, but now that he's done that, he hasn't really done much wrong. Hasn't given us a real disappointing run either. So he's a horse I think that's good for your quartets.
I have to ask you if you can make any sort of comparison between him and Leclos, because I would think that they're probably in a very similar place, and even though Kanonkorp has not won, they do think he's quite a decent horse.
Look, I think they're vastly different horses, Leclos and Roving Jet. Leclos is a horse that's got a lot of hohos in his head, and he seems to be sorting those out, and I think that's why his true ability is starting to show now. Roving Jet is just a horse that's, he'll be a bread and butter horse. He's no superstar, but Leclos is a horse that I think we could watch out for in the future.
All right, Gov, the day starts early for you in the first race. Horse number 4, Russian Star, the daughter of Silvano, looks like she gets the trip that she's been asking for, and I think excuses can be made for her last performance where she allegedly hurt her mouth.
Yeah, I must say I didn't like her last run. I was expecting a lot better, but the Vaal Mile Straight, you never quite know what you're going to get with some of these horses. If they don't enjoy it, they don't run so well. But the time before, I thought she ran very well on the stand-side track. And, she's shown enough to certainly be considered here.
Well, if you haven't got into the winner's enclosure in the first, it looks like there's every chance that you might be successful in the fourth with horse number 2, Miss Wales.
Yeah, I thought her last run, she was a little bit unlucky. She got absolutely bulked, for about 300 metres, and it appeared to me anyway, if she'd got through, she might well have won it. So obviously hopeful. A nice filly. I think she's progressive. And she's certainly doing the business at home. I'd like to just do it on the track now.
Super. And then the last 2, 8 and 9, TJR and KINGKOVSKY, both look like they've got limitations. Not without talent, TJR, but certainly not without problems.
Yeah, he's got a dreadful habit now of just getting left, and he did have issues with his back, and you try your hardest to remedy these things. He gets a lot of work done on him, physiotherapy and whatever. But if he puts his best foot forward, he would have an undeniable chance. But he seems to be beating himself at the moment. And KINGKOVSKY, once again, he's a tricky horse. You know, he can shake his head and pull a little hard in a race. So, you know, I think from a good draw, we're not going to sort of swing onto him this time. Just going to let him use himself a bit more, race possibly a little handier, and see if he can't just stay on. Certainly, you know, on his best form, he would have a definite chance of winning this, but he's not too reliable. That's the problem.
So fair to say that your best two chances are probably in races 1 and 4, if form is to be believed.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly, those two maidens are generally the easiest races to win anyway. But I'd like to think both the first two fillies have got chances.